Oh. What's happening, Georgia? What's happening? What's up? All right, let's get y'all some food. What's y'all right here? Y'all know where we're at? We're in Georgia. How about those dogs? What's up? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Thank you. Thank you. What's happening, Georgia? So, the reason why we're in Georgia is because Georgia has become somewhat of a swing state, and Gavin Newsom, who represents a blue state, and Ron DeSantis, who represents a red state, had a big debate last night. And I don't understand how Ron DeSantis could stomach Gavin Newsom and all the lies that he told on the stage last night. It was lie after lie. And Sean Hannity did something that hasn't been done in any debate. He put the chart up of all the numbers of what happens in Florida and what happens in California. And Ainsley and Brian, he still denied it.
Yeah, I mean, they were comparing CDC numbers, and he's like, that's not true. And Newsom was saying that. And Ron DeSantis is like, CDC? Democrats love the CDC. These are the numbers. These are the facts. They gave us these numbers. And they were still disputing them.
Yeah, the other thing he said is Ron DeSantis, who was in Congress, voted for amnesty. He did not do that. They said it was John Boehner's bill. John Boehner was out of Congress in 2015. He got into Congress in 2018. So the bill that he signed extended the state till 3 years. That wasn't voting for amnesty, but that shows how deep he had to get in order to find a vulnerability when it comes to immigration. Because, man, are Democrats vulnerable when it comes to the border? For those people who missed it, here's a little of the sparring and the topics. From schools to crime to COVID, they didn't agree. Watch.
It's also important to respect parental rights to know what curriculum is being used in the classroom, and everything should be age appropriate. I actually have something that I brought that some parents have objected to. So this is a book that's in some of the schools in California. Florida, this is not consistent with our standards, called Gender Queer. Some of it's blacked out. You would not probably be able to put this on air. This is pornography.
This is a ginned-up, made-up issue to divide this country. You talk about dividing this country. This is part of the culture war, the weaponization of grievance. This is part using education. We're focusing on math, science. We're focusing on reimagining our school system.
We're going to get to education
He's criminalizing teachers and criminalizing librarians that check out the wrong book.
You had more kids locked out of school for a longer period of time in California than anywhere else in the country. It was the working class kids. It was the middle income kids. His kids were in private school. They were in class.
We have one of the best records under COVID, during COVID. And again, you didn't answer to the fact you had more learning loss. Ron DeSantis had more learning loss during COVID. 4th grade reading, 4th grade math, 8th grade reading, 8th grade math. We outperformed you.
That's not true. We talked about the numbers yesterday, right, Lawrence? Remember we went on that big board over there and we showed efficiency in math yesterday, and the numbers were better in Florida.
It's so true, and you got to remember also, Angela, this was the time where parents were figuring out what was being taught to their kids. And so there was a point in the debate, and we played that in the flashback there, where he's questioning, Ron DeSantis brings one of the books, and he says, you know, do you support this, pornography being taught to our kids? And then all Newsom does is accuse DeSantis of being a hateful person, never addressing should kids be having that material in their classroom. So it was really a debate of facts versus emotions. And I just wonder if the independent voters are going to buy the slick guy, or are they going to buy the facts that happen in Florida?
Right. I just don't think DeSantis is vulnerable on COVID. He's not vulnerable when it comes to taxes. There's zero tax in the state. People come there because they want additional opportunities. He's not vulnerable on illegal immigration. They thought it was Gavin Newsom's thought process that bringing out Martha's Vineyard and sending those illegal immigrants to Martha's Vineyard was bad. I'm saying underline that. Say it again, because it was great. It was a awareness that the illegal immigration problem is coming to a doorstep near you. It is not a border state issue anymore. I thought he did the country a service where I think the people on the left would think, wow, that was so bad. Oh, they send him to a beautiful area of the country. And they quickly scooped him up and put him on a military base.
I thought there were several zingers, too, from each side. And when you are watching this with a group of people and you hear everyone gasp, you know that that was effective. And I think that Gavin Newsom, he went down, did y'all hear him give this laundry list of all the things that he had done in California when it comes to clean energy, when it comes to this or that. And then DeSantis' response was classic. He said, well, I met this guy the other day, and he said he moved from California down to Florida. We were talking about why he did that. And then he pauses and he says, by the way, I'm Gavin Newsom's father-in-law. He said, your own father-in-law moved to my state. Then Gavin Newsom, he said, because Trump is doing so well in the polls, he said, we have profound differences. That's something we have in common. But neither one of us will be a presidential nominee.
Yeah, it's so interesting, Ainsley, and we got to think about it. There's a record for Ron DeSantis. I mean, it's not just, okay, it's a conservative state, lower taxes, but remember, he was able to flip some traditionally blue counties in Florida and bring them over to the Republican side. The question is, can Gavin Newsom do the same thing? So there were some moments there where you could see the contention there. Also, what I appreciate about Sean Hannity, and I'm not just saying this because he's my mentor, he allowed them to duke it out. I think sometimes the moderators want to be present and they want to dominate the stage, but us as viewers, we want to see them debate the ideas. So he let them go at it and present their vision for America.
And it's also good to be Sean Hannity. He let the whole thing go long and he had the power. Once you welcome everybody, it's up to you.
I was watching Clark. I'm like, it's 10:38. He was supposed to be finished at 10:30, but he let him continue to talk.
Right. Here's the exchange at the end where they tried to be nice to each other.
I got orders as a Navy lieutenant to go to Naval Amphibious Base Coronado. I had not spent any real time in California in my life. Florida native, and I'm very proud of the state. But I got down there, and that strand is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. It really helped forge me as an individual and as an American. And so I'll always have very, very fond memories of that nice strand down there in Southern California.
I have no doubt Ron DeSantis loves this country. I love this country. It's not about red versus blue. It's red, white, and blue. The United States of America. I appreciate you, Ron, being a family man. You got 3 incredible kids. I appreciate your wife, your sacrifice, and I appreciate your military service. But I also appreciate we do have fundamental differences about the fate and future of this country.
And it's good. It's good to hash it out.
That was a nice way to end it.
Yeah, that was positive. Lawrence, final thought before we promo your big interview?
Yeah, it's our big interview. We're one big happy family. I would say this. I would encourage voters as they listen to the rest of the candidates, and this is going to be, we still got a primary going on, and we also don't know if Joe Biden is going to be the nominee. If it's not at some point, maybe it's not this election, but we could very well be looking at the nominees for both parties at one point in time. It could be this election, or it can be the following election. So whether or not either one of them become president this term, we could be looking at, Sean Hannity just may have moderated a debate between the next president of the United States. Ron DeSantis is going to be joining us later on this hour, and we can't wait.
Right, because you have all those court cases, too, and we have not had one caucus or primary yet. And people are acting like it's over. It's really not. It's still too early. But if you ask President Trump, he said they're going to look great in 28.
I loved watching that last night. And Ari Fleischer afterwards, he said, Democrats are from Mars, Republicans are from Venus. And I think that sums it up. Very different on all the issues. Both of them could be president one day. Both of them are qualified for different reasons. But it just shows you how divided our country is.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.